Thank you so much. Joining us now to discuss Democratic Congressman Max Rose of New York. Congressman, thanks so much for joining us. I want to ask you about negotiations for a new coronavirus relief bill to help the people in the public who are still suffering a great deal. You were part of a bipartisan group of House members who proposed a compromise, a $2 trillion plan. You introduced it yesterday. That would include help for small businesses and schools, another round of checks for Americans who need it, more jobless benefits. But your leaders, Democratic leaders, rejected the proposal right away. You called that, quote, a charade stupid, said it made you disappointed to be a Democrat. Why did they dismiss it so quickly?
Well, I'm dumbfounded that they said what they said yesterday. Thankfully, today they start to open up the door again. Politics as usual in this crazy town. But here's what I do know. The American people want Democrats and Republicans to come together and get something done. They don't want a skinny bill, like the joke that Mitch McConnell passed that did not include state and local aid, and they certainly don't want a large messaging bill that has no chance of getting over the finish line. Certainly what was announced yesterday by the Problem Solvers Caucus stands as a framework for a bold and nonetheless bipartisan compromise that can help this country get out of and confront what is an unprecedented economic and public health crisis. So to our party leaders on both sides of the aisle, the message is simple. Stop the games, stop the charade, and get the job done, because the American people deserve nothing less.
Speaker Pelosi was asked today about the divisions in the Democratic caucus over this bill, divisions reflected by you right now, and we've heard some from other House Democrats as well. She's also asked about the complaints from American people who don't care about the politics. They need help now. They'd rather have $300 in their pocket than nothing. The House Speaker suggested that it's all the fault of the Republicans. Take a listen.
Some people said, well, we'll do this bill and then we'll do another bill. You think the administration is going to do another bill? All they want is to have the president's name on a check going out, $300, and that's all he really cares about. Right now, we're not just going to, we think they should come to the table.
What's your response, Congressman?
Well, I think we need to stop with the political ping pong here. I've said it to you, I'll say it again. The bill that came out of the Senate was dead on arrival. We need state and local aid. Otherwise, we're telling folks in Ohio, Florida, New York, California to drop dead. On the same hand, though, what was presented yesterday is a framework for a bold and bipartisan compromise. And it is that framework which should be put on the House floor. Subsequently, certainly the President of the United States, Mitch McConnell, need to take the baton and get the job done for the American people. This cannot be a Democrat versus Republican issue. You have covered war before. Yeah. During a moment of war, and that is what we are at right now. We cannot point fingers. We have to shut the door and get the job done. And what we saw yesterday is that there's every reason to believe that that is possible. It's everybody's fault. Let's just make something happen.
Are there any Senate Republicans, because obviously Democrats control the House, Senate Republicans control the Senate. Are there any Senate Republicans that are interested in your bill at all? Some of them are up for re-election. Maybe some of them would be inclined to support it either way.
Well, first of all, this was announced yesterday by a coalition of 50 members, 25 Democrats, right, 25 Republicans,
in the House,
representing over 40 million Americans. So certainly, I have no doubt if you go to someone like Cory Gardner or Tom Tillis or anyone else in a tough election right now, what are they going to do? Tell their constituents that they don't want to get something done? This is an opportunity for us to show the American people that government can work. Let's actually seize that moment, because our essential workers out there, our cops, our firemen, our teachers, our soldiers overseas, they don't have the opportunity for just going back and forth with this stupid rhetoric. They have to get the job done, and we should too.
Before you go, Congressman, there was a little viral video that you or your campaign posted. It's only 15 seconds long. I want to run that and ask you about it on the back end. Let's run it.
Bill de Blasio is the worst mayor in the history of New York City. That's it, guys. Seriously, that's the whole ad.
So I know you represent a swing district, Staten Island, primarily, with parts of what, the Bronx, I think?
South Brooklyn.
South
Come
Brooklyn,
on.
okay.
Come on, Jake.
Sorry. South Brooklyn. Sorry, Bronx is on the complete other side. So you're a Democratic congressman attacking a Democratic mayor in an ad. Why?
Sure. Well, look, as I've demonstrated throughout this interview, I don't care about party. All I care about is putting the country first. It's clear that Mayor de Blasio is almost single-handedly driving the city into the gutter. But we cannot forget about the fact that New York City also needs state and local aid. New York City needs for the Senate and the House and the White House to step up and push billions upon billions of dollars into the city and the state to rescue us from an unprecedented economic crisis. But I have no problem standing up to Bill de Blasio and saying, do your damn job, because you're not right now.
Just yes or no, did you vote for de Blasio last time he was up for re-election?
No, absolutely not. I voted for Sal Albanese. And in 2013, when he first ran, I was a little too busy in Afghanistan to vote.
Okay. Democratic Congressman Max Rose of New York, Staten Island, and parts of Brooklyn. Thank you so much. Really